Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we'll look into a scenario in which Somalia forms an empire. And well, the first thing they do is they go to war with Djibouti to annex them. And quickly, they take it over. And then they annex it, which is seemingly taking a long time. And then after that, they decide to go on a war of annexation in Eritrea. And this time they are successful. And well, they push along, taking all of the coast over at this point. And then the country surrenders. And well, at this point, they get ready for a war with Ethiopia, which they think will be quick. But no, it doesn't turn out to be quick. They think it'll be quick because they have them surrounded on three sides. And well, they launch an invasion from the south, expecting huge gains and a lack of resistance. They also launch one in the north. And they launch one over here. And they start heading towards the capital. But once they get near, they are pushed back significantly as a stalemate breaks out. With a small advance along the border here. With the front in the north still standing still. With them pushing back even further into this region from the south. But it continues to stall out, so they try to do more. But the front just basically stops moving. And they get pushed back. But their two main fronts continue to advance, with this front advancing down from the north. And this front invading inwards at this point. And well, yeah, they start pushing them back. The spearhead that heads towards cutting the country in two starts to collapse. And after this, well, they advance in this direction. And well, at this point, the front starts collapsing as they move in towards the capital, with an encirclement being formed, and this leads to the fall. Well, after they fall, not full annexation now. They wouldn't be able to do that. But they annex these lands. Well, actually, they annexed here. And then they go ahead and annex down these lands. Approximately, probably. And well, it's most of the land. Well, most of the useful land. And well, they have one more target left. Kenya. Which is a nation they decide to go after, but yeah. But before they declare war, they move forces over to the border. And once they get there, Kenya realizes something's up. As the invasion of Kenya breaks out, the goal of this is to annex some more land and gain more coastal territory. As if they don't already have enough. With Kenya fully surprised at how fast they move. As at this point, Kenya loses all of its coast and most of its interior lands. Just a tiny area. It ends up surrendering. With them annexing an interesting way. With them leaving them a tiny bit of coast. As they annex inwards like this. And then they annex all the way to there. And well, yeah. This is, well, let's look at how big the empire got. And well, as we can see, the empire greatly extends. But let's look at relations of the nations that are just next to the other nations. Yeah. Not very good. Yes, their relation at this point. Well, yeah. Yeah, it's a big divide. But the Somali Empire has been formed. A nation that has all the coast and is probably planning in the future to annex the rest of Ethiopia. Who knows? And Somalia has become powerful instead of what it was. And that's pretty much all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out, and until you subscribe. Bye, guys!